This is our like no knead or make later bread. It's really, really easy and it's really, really handy because you can mix up like a triple batch and just keep it in your fridge. And then throughout the week, you can just pull out a lump of dough and you can have fresh bread that day, but you only have to mix it once that week. So it's actually really simple ingredients. So this would make 1 loaf. It's a 1/4 teaspoon of yeast and 2 teaspoons of salt. I usually like to add my water first, which is 1.5 cups. Just keep stuff from sticking on the bottom. And then your yeast and salt. And then you're gonna add 3 cups of flour. If you're doing a big batch, you would just do the same thing, but with your larger amounts. So with your water, you can have it warm, that's fine, or you can just have it like room temperature. Make sure your water is not hot, because if it's like steaming hot, it could kill your yeast. This dough's really nice also because you can either use it in KitchenAid to mix, just put your dough hook on and let it go, or you can even mix by hand. So we're just gonna start mixing. So once you've got it mostly mixed together, you're gonna start kneading it for 5 minutes. It's really wet, and that's because it's a high extraction flour. So it's got your bran and germ in there as well, which doesn't absorb the water quite as fast as the starch does, like your white flour. So it takes a little bit longer for all that to absorb in. So it might look like you need to add more flour, but you're gonna just keep mixing and you're gonna wait and it's gonna thicken up. Keep folding it, keep kneading it for 5 minutes. And usually I set a timer. Once you've done that for 5 minutes, you're gonna cover it. So you can use just like a towel, or we like these containers because they've got lids. It's so handy. You just snap that on. And then this is just gonna sit at room temperature for 2 hours. Once it's sat for 2 hours, you're gonna throw it in the fridge for 2 hours. If you want, you can make it the same day, but after it's sat for 4 hours, it can be a little late. So usually we'll make it the next day or later on that week. I mixed together a triple batch and I stuck it in the fridge. So it's all set to go now. This is the amount difference. Just scoop this out. So there, you've got your third. We're gonna add just a little flour because it is a little bit sticky. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's whiter than some of our wheats, but you can tell the bran and germ is in there, so it's not like a white flour. We prefer the Red Fife. You could use basically any bread flour you could do. Red Fife is an heirloom variety that we found, so we're trying to use that more. Our other bread flour is a Glen wheat. So it's not an heirloom variety. So it was covered with a tea towel, but it got a little bit of a crust on top. So I'm just gonna work it a little bit to get that off. That's better. So we're gonna flatten it because we only added a 1/4 teaspoon of yeast per batch. So that's not a ton of yeast. So we wanna just add some sugar to jumpstart, to sort of reactivate, to just help the yeast to help it grow. So okay, so we got that nice and flat. So we added a tablespoon of white cane sugar, and I'm just gonna sprinkle that on top. Then I just fold it over, and you just to get all the sugar in, and then I just keep folding it over. And you're kneading it a little bit. Just want to make sure the sugar is fully incorporated. Not just stuck in the middle. See, it's cracking a little bit. So yeah, it's cold, so it's gonna, I guess, be a little harder, but I'll just like fold it over, and then I usually use the heel of my hand to press down, and then I might fold it over again, do the same thing. But when I'm first rolling, I'll also just turn it once, so then you're getting the other side. Mm-hmm. Just making sure like all of that. But then like once I've got it mostly incorporated, I'll just keep rolling it on the same side, because that way it'll lengthen it out and make a nice loaf. Because otherwise it's like, see right now, it's not gonna fit in the bread pan. Keep rolling it like this to lengthen a little bit. This is an oiled pan all ready to go. Let's see. You don't have to like knead it a lot. I'm gonna try and smoosh it down just a little bit. Okay. So then we're just gonna cover that with a towel and put it someplace nice and warm. And it's gonna rise for at least an hour. It should be close to doubled, so it should be like at least to the halfway mark on your pan. He's been rising for probably at least an hour. So once you're ready to bake, have your oven preheated to 425. And then you're just gonna set him in. So you're gonna set a timer for 15 minutes. And then once it goes off, it's your like halfway mark. You're gonna put butter on the top to make it like give it a nice crunchy crust. And then you're gonna bake for 10 more minutes. Usually at 15 minutes, it does sort of have a little bit of a white look to it, but that goes away when you add the butter. It's been in the oven for 15 minutes. You're just gonna butter the top a little bit until it's still doughy right there in the middle. Right there, it's kind of gooey. But yeah, just make sure you try and get all the white spots. That's good. And we're gonna throw it in for 10 more. And then I usually like to check it with the knife because there's been a couple times when I do and it comes out doughy even after it's been in there for the 25 minutes. So it's starting to brown. It's sort of risen over the top a little bit. It looks done. Still dough in the middle. So you don't want to bite into a loaf of bread and have that. I'm just gonna grab some tin foil just because I don't want the top to brown too much. Very carefully. You don't want to burn yourself. Like your pan is still very hot. And then stick that back in. I'm just gonna set the timer for 5 more minutes and then we'll check it. So it's not like doughy like this one. If you wanted to, you could probably throw it in for another minute. I'm just gonna leave it on the island. And I'm gonna leave the tin foil on. It's called carryover cooking, like it'll keep cooking a little longer. So you have to be careful not to burn, but this will cook the middle just a little bit more. Be sure not to cut yourself. Pretty close. Forget the mixing. This is the hardest part because it's right there, right in front of you. It's coming. There we go. So we lost a couple pieces, but I think I heard if you add them back on when it's hot, it'll actually sort of glue itself together. We'll just do that part. Okay. So, just grab our knife. And try not to burn ourselves because it's actually still pretty hot. Usually you let it cool at least a little bit till it's warm, but not super hot. Okay, got a little crust on the bottom. And then here we go. Best things is just like butter on fresh bread. So good. When you make it the first time, it might not turn out perfect. So my dad loves to tell about all the bricks I made when I first started baking. So if you make a few bricks, that's fine. Like that's normal. It's how you learn. It might take a little experimentation, but it'll turn out great. This is the exact same dough. I'm gonna add a little more flour so it doesn't stick. This is like a day of kind of bread. It's definitely not as good the next day. So this would be a good thing to make like in the morning. You want to make a rectangle. So you're just gonna need a little more flour. Okay. I don't want to add too much because I don't want to dry the dough out. I don't want it to stick either. So you're just trying to make a rectangle because you want to add the cinnamon and sugar filling. And you want to make sure that you're not going to have a bunch of cinnamon in one spot and then just bread in another spot. You can just stretch it. Stretches pretty good. It's nice because it's not a very picky bread dough, I guess. It's pretty laid back. I just want to make sure we don't get too big because we have to put it in our loaf pan. And I don't want to have it too long or too short. It's probably about, right there, right about there. So this is an oiled pan all ready to go. So for the filling, you've got 3 tablespoons of butter, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, and then you've got 1.5 tablespoons of cinnamon. You can add more butter if you want. My family does a lot of times. And so you're just gonna dump that all on. Okay. And then you're just gonna spread it all around. So you just wanna make sure you get it pretty evenly spread. And again, I guess extra butter might help with this process as well, but this just is fine. Once you've got it all covered, you're just gonna roll it kind of like a cinnamon roll. So you're gonna roll it over on itself and then just keep rolling. It's like a giant cinnamon roll, but you're not gonna cut it. You're just gonna dump it in your loaf pan. Okay. It was a tiny bit too big, but we can smoosh it in there. I'd treat it the same way you would a normal loaf. Just let it rise for about an hour, covered with a towel or something, and it should come to at least halfway, and then you would bake it the same way as well. For 15 minutes with a little butter on top, and then 10 minutes more. Ooh, that looks good. Okay. And there's the cinnamon loaf.